Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Rage 2. My name is Camel, and what I've got for you today is a guide showing you how to make the use of an infinite source of cash. Of course, cash is the currency you use to buy things, so cash is very important. Now, this technique really requires no preparation at all, and you can apply it all over the map. I'm just going to show you one location that I think's the best to do this. So if you are into this kind of stuff, links to my other Rage 2 guides can be found down in the description, along with links to all of my social media. Be sure to check all of that out after this video. So what we'll be doing is very simple. We will be salvaging vehicles. Now, before doing any of this, make sure to get this project point in Lusum Hagar's tree. This will double the money we make doing this technique. It's in the 4th tier of project point upgrades, whatever the hell these things are called, and it's called effective vehicle harvesting. Returning vehicles to the garage generates 100% more cash. If you take something that's whole and add 100%, and then we add 100 more percent, that's 200%, that's double the money. So make sure you have this perk active so you double the value of the time that you put into this. All monetary gains that I reference in this video will be with this perk active, so if you want the same results as me, make sure you have it. So some pretext. When we find a vehicle out in the wasteland and drive it back to a trade town, we can store that vehicle. This will add that specific type of vehicle to our collection in our garage, where we can summon it at any time. Now, if we find the same type of vehicle that we've already collected, and then we drive it back to a trade town and store it, instead of collecting it, which we've already done, the vehicle will instead be salvaged for 200 cash. Or, if you have the perk that I spoke of less than a minute ago, it will be 400 cash. That's why it's so important to get this perk, so we make double the money. So if you find any type of vehicle you've collected, jump in it and drive it back to the nearest trade town, if you so desire, an easy 400 cash. Now, I found the best place to farm this. Not just use it, but farm it. What we'll need to do is go to Gun Barrel, the trade town right in the center of the map. From here, we will need to go to this location just to the east, called the Underpass. Now, once we've cleared it of bandits, we need to jump in one of the rollers and drive it back to Gun Barrel to store it. This will net us 400 cash in under a minute. Now, Phoenix will automatically be summoned, ready for us to jump in and get back out there. Now, here's the trick. If we drive back to the Underpass to get the other vehicles, we'll notice that the one we took not even a minute ago has already respawned. So what we have is a 30-second drive for an infinite supply of vehicles, and each vehicle will net us 400 cash each. So all we need to do is drive back and forth collecting vehicles from Underpass and salvaging them at Gun Barrel until we have the cash that we want. There are also 2 motorbikes at this location, and despite them being a faster vehicle, I found the handling terrible, which ultimately made the trip slower. Of course, do whatever you want, but I found the roller to be much more effective for this technique. Now, also, occasionally, while we're going between these 2 locations, we'll notice that other random vehicles are spawning on the side of the road. If you spot one of these, be sure to grab it, as if the vehicle is twice as close to Gun Barrel, that means we make 400 cash twice as fast. Another thing to note is that the condition of the vehicle will determine how much we'll get when returning it, or scrapping it, or salvaging it, or whatever. If it's injured, it will be worth less, with of course the maximum health equating to 400 cash. So when you do drive a vehicle back to be salvaged, take care of it. Don't drive into stuff, don't fight things with it, just get it back to the trade town. It's also worth clarifying that despite what you would think, the type of vehicle, the size of the vehicle, or the rarity of the vehicle does not change how much money we would get for salvaging it. I tested this with several huge rare vehicles, all the way down to the most terrible pile of trash vehicles that you find everywhere, and every single time I got 400 cash. So using this technique, going between Gun Barrel and the Underpass and grabbing any vehicles that you want and any vehicles that you see spawned between the 2 places, is the fastest way to make money doing this. Now, I did this for 10 minutes straight, of course, with the perk I spoke of earlier, which doubles the money, and I made over 7,500 cash in 10 minutes. Now, it may sound like a lot, and it might not sound like a lot, but I challenge you to do anything else in the game and make over 7,500 cash in just 10 minutes. That's an average of 750 cash a minute. If you can find another way to do that in the game, please let me know. As we can see here, when I started, I had 21,995 cash, and after 10 minutes of doing this, I had 29,500 7,586 cash, which is a gain of 7,591 cash in just 10 minutes. Sadly, I lost $9 for damaging one of the vehicles. Now, while there are of course other ways to make money, selling things, finding pink lidded crates full of cash, clearing out locations, finishing missions, all of these make less money in more time, but they are also expendable. Once you clear out a location, it's clear you can't go back there to make the money again. Once you find a pink lidded crate and get the cash out of it, you've emptied it. You can't go back there. Whereas this technique is infinite. It never runs out. So you can spend as little or as long as you wish or as you need doing this. So I do hope that you put this to good use and you're able to buy everything your heart desires. I haven't found a merchant that sells happiness though. Now, of course, this technique works wherever with whatever vehicle. This is just the closest I could find a respawning vehicle at a location within a short distance of a trade town. If you find a faster way, please let me know. I'll also show you some unedited runs here so you can see exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it as quickly as possible. On the way to Underpass, to the vehicle that we're going to be salvaging, you go as fast and violently as you need to. On the way back though, we want the vehicle we're salvaging in perfect condition, so be careful with it. Here, take a look. Here's me doing some runs.
Have a nice flight. Systems activating. Ejection triggered. Systems activating. Have a nice flight. Systems activating.
And that is the fastest way I've found to make money in Rage 2. And even better, it's an infinite, endless, unlimited supply, just like depression. Bloody relax, fellas. I'm joking. Half joking. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Camel, and this has been my guide for an infinite supply of cash, easy cash, and pretty fast cash in Rage 2. I do hope this video helped you out, and if it did, you'll be very interested in checking out my other Rage 2 videos that I've already done. Links to them can be found down in the description. Now down there in the description, you can also find links to my social media. Be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram for posts you don't want to see anyway. And if you would like to support the channel in a more personal way, you can become a patron on Patreon or a sponsor of the channel right here on YouTube. Or you can put me in your will. As I'm sure you know, all of my time and energy goes into making these these videos that I create for you to enjoy, so your support is most appreciated and welcomed in any and all forms. So thank you very much for watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and I will see you very shortly in the next video. I'll see you there soon.